Mag-iisip pa. Eh, yung katabi mo, isa pang regular ng 9 words, Jasmine from Business World.
For Mr. Himura, so you're gonna play a really flamboyant character. So where are you gonna get the extra oomph for your character?
Naku, parang di ako lumaki sa teatro. Dami-daming role models. Hindi ko na lang papangalanan kasi baka maano o masu. No, but there's just a lot of people that you can like observe. The challenge for the Alban characters, he basically has 3 physicalities. He's Alban, who's like a very fey guy, and then he switches to Zaza, who's like the star of Lakash, and that he becomes like a cabaret star, very sassy. And then later on, he switches to a mother, becomes a woman. So very difficult to try to make a distinction between the 3 characterizations. So what's helping me a lot is to have specific pegs, physical pegs na ginagaya ko ang character para hindi consistent. Otherwise, baka magkahalo-halo. Pero hindi ko ina-name. Paano na lang natin sa pangalan na...
Item tayo bigla.
Mahirap na, they're very discerning.
Okay, are you happy with that, Jasmine? Okay, next question please. Sir Madis, ready na po kayo? Pre-reaction. Si June of Broadway World is a pang regular ng 9 Words Theatrical. Where are you, June? I can't see. Saan si June? Nagtatago sa likod. June, ang layo mo naman. Pupuntahan kita. Halika. I know you have a question for a very, very talented cast.
Congratulations, everyone. My question goes to Sir Audie.
June.
Yeah, I'll be nice.
Yeah.
Nice. As a person or as an individual, ano yung hindi mo matanggap at ano yung natatanggap mo sa character mo?
Bigat naman. Tanghaling tapat. Bigat na yes.
Nag-isip mo pa siya.
Pwede bang i-phone friend? Anong hindi ko matatanggap at anong natatanggap ko sa character?
Yes. Anong hindi mo matanggap at hindi mo ano yung matatanggap mo at hindi mo matatanggap?
Anong hindi ko matatanggap at natatanggap? Parang perplexing naman. Oo, kaya nga ako art.
As a person, if you separate yourself from the character, what are the traits that you can understand and you cannot understand the character?
Personally, I'm a father too. So, and I'm a single father. So, I can totally relate to this person who is a non-traditional parent. And that mahal niya yung anak niya. And in the end, that's the wonderful story about it, that the son comes to appreciate fully what the mother was to him. And that shows you that, nowadays, you can't define a family setting anymore by gender. It's really just, the foundation really has to be about love. And that is the one thing that I really appreciate about Alban. The one na hindi ko natatanggap, medyo may pagkadiba at medyo tamad-tamad na. So, parating late, parang ako lang naman yun, ano? Hindi ko tanggap ang sarili ko eh. Parang hindi pa lamang lines, magbubukas na in 2 weeks, hindi pa nila lamang lines. Oo, parang gano'n. Oo, may pagkadiba siya. Oo. So, but all in all, I think it's a wonderful character and a lot of people can really relate. Both gay and straight people can relate and know that when it comes to love, there is no gender.
Thank you.
Jude, isulat mo yan yung sagot niya. Perfect. Okay. Next question. Next question. Pahiyain ang press natin this afternoon. I will start volunteering people if you don't ask questions. Ayan! Yay! Sir Amadis. Next question.
May I ask Michael, what it took to make the shift from film, to the stage?
Quite difficult. Okay, I'll start. This is my first musical again after 6 years. So my last was Hairspray, and since then I've missed stepping on that stage. So I've been doing a lot of films and movies. So the only difficulty I found in the beginning was to adjust. Actually, I still adjust because I tape 3 times a week at WF, and then if I'm not taping, I'm rehearsing. So it's just adjusting to that medium. Kasi on TV you're small, pero dito sa theater kailangan doble, triple pa yung galaw, yung modulation, projection ng boses. Yun lang, it's just a matter of adjusting to the medium. Why do I do the stage? Okay, for the soul, for my soul. It's only in theater wherein I can really say that I have roles that I have fun creating, I have fun building characters. It's also only in theater, well aside from film, but also in theater that wherein I can really sink my teeth into. I have the luxury of time to really build the character and create the role. I say this because on TV, you're given materials that you're already expected to do certain things. It's been quite the same. Almost all the shows I've done on TV, it's almost the same. What I mean is that it's a teleserye, and then in a teleserye there's a formula, and then within that formula there are certain characters that are black and white, there's no gray. In theater, that's where I like to dabble in the gray. Because even in life, there's no black and white. There's always gray. So I believe that every actor enjoys striving for that gray matter. You know, that's why I do theater. It gives me the fulfillment that I look for as an actor. No money, but it's for the love of talaga, for the love of.
Okay, thank you so much, Tita Mike. Sir Amadi's happy with the answer? Okay, any more questions from the press?
They might have questions for our designers, Edgar and Oscar.
Yes, we have our designers with us today. I don't think it was mentioned earlier, but can we mention it, Sans? Oh, you mentioned it. Okay. We have sorry, kumakain kasi ako nun eh. Okay, nag-lunch break. Okay. As Sandy mentioned a while ago, we have 10 fabulous designers, very talented designers who contributed their talents in helping us build the Cage, especially when it comes to costumes. And 2 of them are here with us today. So if any of the press have any questions for them, they are here, willing to answer any of your questions. Okay, opening the floor. Do we have any more questions for the cast? Ayaw niyo tanongin si Rafa, di ba 6 year old? Di ba ako na lang magtatanong, Rafa, from playing Kiniki, and then now you're playing Kajel, babae naman, drag queen naman. What are the challenges that you face? Because from being like a macho man, ngayon naka-cross legs ka na. Okay. So number 1, what made you agree to do the role? And number 2, what were the preparations that you took in order to give the role, you know, an effective role as Mercedes?
For me, what made me agree was Tito Audie. I worked with Tito Audie in Tondo, but I wanted to be around him when he was working in theater. Because as an actor,
just to be around him.
I find just as an actor, just watching Tito Audie, I get the same feeling when I work with Bossing in TV. When you watch them, you learn from the things that they do and yung proseso nila. So for me, in rehearsals, even though it's comparatively it's a smaller role than Kiniki, I'm learning just from watching Tito Audie and Tito Mike, the veteran actors that we have.
Very blessed to have them with us.
And the challenges, madami. Like before this, I didn't know that we had to shave. So backstage, I was stressed kasi nag-shave ako, lahat sila nag-shave. And mainly just yung physical habits of playing drag. Kasi si Kaneki is more macho and closer to...
This one is more feminine.
Yeah, this one, masakit pala kung nakatayo ka palagi nakaganito. It hurts your body. So I have to get used to that. And of course the dancing is really...
Transition mo kasi layo, no? Okay,
Yeah.
to all of a sudden this.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, I thought to myself now, when I no longer have my youth, I'll have my experience, like the work that I've
That's
done.
true.
So hopefully one day the industry remembers me and says, oh, he's done this, he's done that, he's done this. So that's also why I agreed to be here. Yun lang.
Okay, thank you. Questions? John, sino gusto mong i-volunteer sa press friends mo? Ha? Oh, since nandiyan ka sa harap. Okay. Question.
Hi guys. I just want to ask, since Director Robbie said that the Cajals, their productions would be one of the highlights of the show. So I'd like to ask you how difficult was the dancing? Let's see you say it.
It's been really challenging. Personally, I know Carlos and Tito, there are dancers in this group, but only Mara is the one who is most proficient at tap. So for all of us, the tap was a new challenge to take on. And also, most of us are dancers as well, so getting the acting done, I speak for myself and others, and singing as well. So it's everything. And it's different to play chorus for me because it's my first time doing it professionally. To support a show in a different way, because you're not the lead, but you have to bring a certain kind of energy that's different that the leads bring. You have to support the show, so that's the challenge.
Okay, before we continue, we'd like to acknowledge the presence of Fanny Serrano. He's one of our
Good afternoon.
contributors. He's one of our 10 designers who would be helping us for the production of La Couch. Thank you so much for being here this afternoon.
Welcome po.
Okay, John, questions for the press, from the press.
Michael, may tatanong siya.
Michael,
Ako niya na ulit eh.
alam ba niya na magtatanong siya? Michael from Manila Bulletin, thank you so much for joining us.
Hi to Sir Mike, and how was the experience this time? Then, how do you relate to your role? How do you relate to your role?
I'm a father in real life, so it's easy for me to relate with Steven. I mean, him being my son. Well, I just want to say first, I'm really excited about this project because it's been 6 years, and one of the reasons also why I decided to accept this was it will be my first time to work with 9 Works. I met Santi and Anna 2010 during the run of Rent, and they're just wonderful couple. And when I guess they did Greece last year, they asked me if I could do this. So the whole year was pending. And then another reason was it's my first time to work with a theater legend. I mean, Audie Himora. I've always admired this gentleman, and always wanted to share the stage with him. So when the opportunity came, and since everybody was talking about it, I said to myself, what's the fuss all about? And it was a moving and beautiful experience. How do I relate? Okay, I'm straight. It's so hard. It's just a matter of loving somebody. I mean, regardless of who or she is. Like Audie said, no gender. It's just pure and unadulterated love. I guess that's how we can say that.
good together? No, he's a wonderful leading man. He really is. He takes care of you. Yung kanina yung tanong ni Amalis, yung how he switches from TV tapings. May isang taping last week, no? We were doing this very light song, this thing here. And then in the middle of it, he bawls. He starts crying. Kasi dala-dala niya pa yung emosyon ng character niya mula sa TV. He's just so open. He's just so open, you know? So it's you know, it's just as much a pleasure working with him. Because I learned a lot as well. Seriously. So, si Sherry na lang, wala.
Okay, I think I have a question for Robbie and even for Sandy. Yeah, sure.
I just want to add, since 2013, especially when we did the first run of Grease, and then of course Michael and Oli was basically our guest performers then, doing Teenage. And then we were talking about it, Nakash, and then I saw Michael, I pitched it to Michael and even Tito Oli. So basically, Nakash already was hinged to them, really, of getting them na talaga, naka-fix na talaga kami. So Oli and Michael na talaga ito. So probably tumagal, no? But a lot of things, kasi then we had to rerun Grease. But anyway, we really had them in mind already. So, and we're very thankful that despite their very, very hectic schedule, like Michael, by the way, works 7 days a week. Like what he mentioned, when he's not rehearsing for Lakash, he's taping. So, very hard workers. And of course, you know that Todd is now the entertainment director of Soler. That's why he is like Alban, comes in late sa gabi. No? Whatever, but it's fine. Somebody's fine. He's actually memorized all his lines already and done a fantastic job at the moment. So, but anyway, just to mention that we were really focused on Michael, and we couldn't see any there to do Lakash except for these two. So there you go.
Speaking of which, Sam, since you mentioned you couldn't see anyone else play the two roles except Tito Oli and Tito Mike. So my question is to Robbie. So obviously we have our dream team over here, Michael De Mesa and Oli Hamar, the best in their field. As a director, does it make it easier for you or harder for you to do your job, directing two of the best actors here in the Philippines?
When they're there, it's very easy. When they're not, because MWF, we use Michael, and from 4 to 8 p.m. we don't have audio. He arrives at 8, and that's when we can run. That's why we use that time to clean up everybody else, especially the dancing. Like I said, when they're there, I actually don't really have to do much. I'm waiting lang for the lines to be really down. Like you said, 2 more weeks and the lines aren't there, memorized. But yeah, by today, after our run later. But I have to say this, and I think I also speak on behalf of the cast when I say this. Despite their not being able to rehearse every day, when they do, watching them is actually very inspiring. I think the new ones will agree with that, because watching these two rehearsing, even if they're holding their scripts, is like a master class in itself. Because it's like they're not holding their scripts. And here am I, having been doing this for 30 years or so, and I'm still learning. And I'm glad, because if I stop learning, then I might as well just stop doing what I'm doing. It's that pleasurable working with these two. And we're really, really glad and happy that they're on board. And thank you. I hope we can start on time, But we will have a show for you come on the 27th. I promise you that. I'm very, very sure already about this group and the one in the middle. Sila drop scripts na lang, kulang. But like I said, even if they're holding it, parang they're not holding it. You tend to forget that they're reading their lines. That's when you know that they already know their characters. They know what to give. They know how to react when something is given to them. And that's just a true sign of professional veterans. Thank you.
Just to add to that, Robbie, I just want to share. I remember having a conversation with Rafa, like I think last week, and then I was asking him how was it like rehearsing with, you know, Tito Mike and Tito Odi, and then I remember he mentioned something. He said, you know, like when you're in a scene and then you're supposed to be in the scene, and then sometimes I forget that I'm supposed to act because I just end up watching both of them. Parang they just draw you in. Like while you're in the scene, you should be acting, you should be, and then somewhere along the line, you just stop and then you just end up watching them because they're just so good. Hindi pa nag-drop scripts yan, ha? And then we just started running, like what, last week?
Yeah.
Right? So we haven't been running that long yet. And so imagine that like 2 weeks time, come press preview, we really have a very good show for you. From the acting of two of the best actors that we have in the industry, to the dancing, to the costumes. It really is a very big production number. So before we wrap it up, do you have any last words? Jude. Hi Jude, I love you. Sige, go.
Before your question,
yes.
I just want to also mention, we weren't able to highlight Noel, Sheila, and Raul today because I didn't want to show the number that they're involved in to you because I really wanted to be a pleasant surprise. But you have to watch out because these three, because of their experience, they can actually steal the show, especially this one.
You have to watch out for Noel.
Yeah.
His role is how much.
They will all. Kasi you saw na our two hands, you saw Steven. These three you haven't seen them. You don't know yet what they're gonna do unless you're really familiar with the musical. But you're gonna be pleasantly surprised, and they will just equally thrill you and make you enjoy the show. I just have to mention that. Jude, questions.
I have a question for Robbie and for me.
Robbie and Mio.
How different is this from Priscilla? Kasi the last time I watched Priscilla, second time around, I wasn't impressed anymore. So, in terms of production, in terms of anything, ano yung pasabog niyo?
Anong pasabog mo daw, Mio?
No, this is something that Mia and I had to really collaborate with because we were supposed to do this last year, just after Priscilla had opened. And yun na nga, Grease won, so I said, let's rerun that and let's just move the cash. But in terms of the big differences, Priscilla is very contemporary, it's very modern. We wanted to keep this on the time that it was written, which is the early 80s. Mio can actually expound more on the designs affecting that the show look-wise. But in terms of drag, our drag is very different in the sense that Priscilla's drag is the drag of today, where it's men who are proud to dress up like women. Our drag is still of the drag before, where they want to be women. That's the big difference. That's the big difference. Okay. And to help illustrate that, Mio's designs and choices with the wigs and the makeups and the costumes, with the help of our guest designers, will all reflect that.
Yeah, when Robbie and I talked about Akash, because for example, as Santi and Robbie said, I was actually in the rep production way back many centuries ago. In '87, I played Derma, and during that time, we did it. I remember we did it in Rizal Theater, and then we transferred to MEM. That was with Bernie Bernardo and Miguel Faustman. And then a couple of years ago, I saw a revival of La Cage in London with the Chocolate Ninja Factory, which is a smaller version. And we were talking about it, and Robbie said, so what? We're getting the script, basically we're getting the script of the 2010. But I'm telling Robbie, I think we have to play homage really to the original production. One, because